the top dying, trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet, cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe, shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep, this is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
Yo, what's up? Sports with Balls, 6:30 on a Thursday edition here at Christian's Tailgate. Now, I know the intro said Lauren Leal, but I don't know, Raj, you're not better looking than Lauren, man. I'm sorry.
He's taller.
He is taller.
That is what I got. I've got a nice tan, I believe, but no.
Hey, you know what? You do have her beat in the tan department. Although she is pretty tan.
No, she is.
Not going to lie.
And yes, I am not better looking.
We got my boy Raj. Man, I'm not even going to attempt your last name, dude.
Sardasai. Listen, if you
just
can
spell it.
Is that really it? That's it. Sardasai.
Sardasai? That's not bad.
No, but it's like 27 figures long.
Well,
like on the back of a jersey.
Listen,
it would
I can
be.
tell you some guys I knew. Bala Subramanian. Now that's a long one right there. That one's like an O on your jersey. It just comes all the way around. Not even like the old Mexican English. That's cool.
We got Grant Miles once again. Welcome to Sports with Balls. Myself, Jeff Michael, Grant Miles, Raj something.
Cedar Sinai.
Spelling bee champion. If you can spell
Cedar
your last
Sinai.
name and you're Indian, you're winning a spelling bee, baby.
You were not a spelling bee champion.
I was in 5th grade.
How many consonants?
Were you really?
in that?
I was.
How many vowels do you have
I
in your
made it
name?
to the regionals.
How many
You were
vowels?
a spelling bee champ in 5th grade?
I'm
Oh,
Indian. Come on, man.
nice.
This is what we do.
Damn.
How many
Legit.
vowels in my name?
In your last name?
In my last name, 3.
Okay.
I have.
Yeah, but I mean, how many letters long is
9.
that? Yeah, okay.
Grant Miles, Raj something, and Jeff Michael here, Sports with Balls.
Something.
We're coming to you live over here at 5114 Kirby at Christian's Tailgate, man. Absolutely love this place. Thank you guys for having us as usual. Got a lot to go over today, man. We're going to get to some NFL. We're going to get to a lot of stuff today. Obviously, Lauren's not with us. She had to go on a vacation.
She deserves it.
Show off.
She does.
She works
I
like
guess.
4 or 5 jobs.
Yeah, she does. She does, actually.
Yeah.
Let's just jump right into it, man. The 2-minute drill. Not with Lauren Leal, but with Jeff Michael. Brought to you by Joe Applewhite. Thank you. Nico. Johnny J is here, but Johnny J's got to leave us in a minute. And for those of y'all that did not see his Halloween costume, we're going to try to get him to post it again on the Sports with Balls page. We're going to see. But anyways, 2-minute drill brought to you by Joe Applewhite. Joe Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270. Looking to move in anywhere in Texas, this guy can help you. Joe Applewhite is the man making the impossible possible. So call Joe Applewhite, 713-291-5270. All right, here in Houston, because that's where we're based, we've got the Houston Open that just started today. I forgot. I saw Spieth was doing okay. I don't know where it stood right now, but I'm sad that Tiger didn't come to this, obviously. But it's a warm-up to the Masters that's next week. But, man, golf back in Houston is great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, just seeing golf. I mean, just seeing golf, knowing that the Masters is coming up, like that just kind of gets your blood flowing a little bit, you know. But Snedeker's up right now, and he's the leader right now.
Brandon
so.
Snedeker?
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if it
Brent
negative. What does
Snedeker.
it say? -5.
-5.
Nice. That's a good round, man. Look, they redid Memorial, which
it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I've played there as a kid growing up, and that was always a good course. And apparently, what they've done to it is fantastic.
I mean, it's going to be the showcase for years to come for the Houston Open, and I hope one day, Tiger, whatever the grudge is or whatever's going on there.
You only have a few more years for him to actually. Well, actually, I mean, he could come later on, but I mean, he's not in his prime, obviously, but in the next 2-3 years, I would think Tiger needs to come here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I get it. He does. That's kind of been his thing. He doesn't want to play the week before the Masters. But maybe
Joe Applewhite is calling me. I swear. Look, watch this. Y'all want to plug him in?
Oh, yeah.
Let's plug Joe Applewhite in. Let's see if we can do this, dude. This is going to be hysterical. Hold on. Oh, I'm not on the Roadcaster? Damn, it's not on. Huh?
Joe, don't believe him. That's just an excuse. He don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, right? Because we just mentioned him. That was funny as hell. I'll try to get him back on.
Yeah,
but
sure,
we got the Mike Tyson fight. Not a lot of people are talking about the Mike Tyson fight, but it is on. November 22nd. Mike Tyson fighting Roy Jones Jr. Man, Tyson is at the same weight he was when he was 18 years old and won the title.
I believe it. I mean, but I will say, though, there's one thing about being as far the same weight. It's another thing about having that same energy when you were that young.
Yeah, I mean, you see the videos, right? And you see everybody's impressed with that. But his famous quote is, everybody's a boxer until they get punched in the mouth, right?
Yeah, I mean, the video doesn't hit back.
Yeah, exactly. So
Right.
I'm interested to see when he gets hit, because usually back in the day when Mike Tyson got hit,
It's coming
boy,
at you.
piss him off.
Which was very rare.
My bad, dog. My bad.
It was very rare that he got hit, but when he did, though.
Yeah, so Tyson, November 28th. Sorry, the fight is November 28th, right around Thanksgiving. So excited for that. Speaking of things that come up, it was announced today the NBA will start December 22nd, which is, we've all seen the LeBron quotes about he's going to basically going to be ducking the first month of the season. There's all kind of things going on, but I guess the Players Association and the NBA came to an agreement that they will start December 22nd.
Question is, you play in your arenas or you play in the bubble?
Well, supposedly from what I've read, they're going to be playing in the arenas. They're just not going to be playing
In front of fans.
in front of fans. So, but yeah, LeBron says that. LeBron says basically like for the first few games, he's going to take it easy
Yeah.
because he's got AD on the squad.
That's true. I mean, it's a marathon, right? This is going to be a longer season, obviously, than what they just played. So coming off of that short stint, that short break, I guess that's what we got to go with.
Yeah, but I think he's feeling himself a little bit too much right now. Now, granted, he's LeBron James. He can feel himself all he wants. But I'm just saying he's just like, I just won a championship. I'll breeze it this year.
Hey,
and,
listen, I
you know,
think
I'll let you
I think
take
I have
over.
Joe Applewhite on the line.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Joe, are you there? Oh, he hung up.
Does he know that you're on the show right now?
No. So he was trying to call.
Oh, okay.
He called
This is like
back.
it's like calling into a radio station
Yeah.
back in the day.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
funny as hell. But
That
Joe,
dude didn't want to do that.
yeah, I know that was awesome.
He hung up real quick.
Listen, so tonight's Thursday. This game coming up tonight, NFL-wise, San Francisco and Green Bay been marred by injuries, COVID crap, just nonstop. This should have been on schedule looking. This should have been an incredible football game.
Oh, yeah, repeat of the NFC Championship game.
And now you're looking at it like you don't know what's going to happen. It just got Aaron Jones is active, so they will have Aaron Jones for the game.
So
Which
they'll have a running back.
They'll have a running back, yeah,
Yeah.
because they did activate 2 people from a practice squad
Yeah.
and
Tyson
signed
Yeah.
somebody else. And so San Francisco is just, man, who's on their team?
I don't know. I bet you. Kyle.
Who is playing for
Did you
San
see that
Francisco?
look, America?
All three
This is coming from
starting
a
wide
Cowboys
receivers
team.
are gone. Their 2 starting running backs are gone. Their quarterback is gone. And the line, and me and Grant go off the lines a lot when we talk about this, -7? And you have Aaron Rodgers is playing. Now Aaron Jones is playing. And the number 1 wide receiver in the league.
I mean, I can't believe it's. I would jump all over Green Bay.
I did. Not going to lie. I did. I
would
jumped on
jump
this.
all over Green Bay.
I'm sitting here enjoying this because I have Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback, and he's been averaging 30. Tonight, I'm hoping for about 50.
I mean,
You know,
I mean, there's a
at
good
this
chance
point-
that'll happen because, like you say, San Francisco.
The only-
I bet Kyle Shanahan didn't know who.
the last time that San Francisco was this big of an underdog at home versus a division or their versus San Francisco. I'm sorry, Green Bay and San Francisco. They lost like 32-7, 34-7. It was ridiculous.
But again, it's 2020. Who knows what could happen?
What did you say earlier in 2020? The Texans will beat Steelers next week.
Cowboys.
That's what Ross said. I was
Listen,
like,
I'm hoping for a miracle.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're gonna get
what's
to that one.
and what's crazy about it is you've got San Francisco's 1-3 at home this season, 3-1 on the road. So they're worse at home than they are away, which is interesting. And then
Yeah.
now you have this depleted roster, and you got Green Bay that's 3-1 on the road. I mean, that's a recipe for
And
disaster.
only 7 points.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
is Beathard playing quarterback tonight?
Well, technically, so if you go by technical like lines, the way Vegas looks at it, this is a 10-point spread because you get -3 for being at home, right? So they're looking at Green Bay by 10. The only thing that I can imagine is that maybe it's just such a blowout by the third quarter that San Francisco gets a couple of those Dak Prescott touchdowns.
Here we go. Dak Prescott touchdowns.
It used
Yeah.
to be called
I know.
garbage time, but now we gotta.
Let the man heal up.
We having
Like,
a tough year over here.
but you know what? I tell you what, though, he can talk all he wants about the Cowboys. You know, the Cowboys, how much they've sucked over the last couple of weeks, as we all know. They still are the 3rd-ranked offense in the league. Just FYI, as far as total
I mean,
yards.
not over the past 2 weeks. Look that up.
Overall, I will gladly look at that because I looked at it last night. They are 3rd-ranked in yards. total yards, rushing and passing.
I love the way you're spinning.
Want to say what's up to Lottie, my boy Jose.
See, you changed the subject real quick. Well, he changed that real quick.
Tosin, you're here. Good to see you, Tosin.
What's up, Tosin?
We're gonna holler at Tosin here in a little bit about his event planning. He's one of our sponsors. Appreciate you, Tosin,
Yes,
paying attention. Once again, Sports with Balls here with myself, Grant Miles, Raj, and we're going to go over a bunch of NFL stuff, and we're going to get to a lot of stuff that's going on in sports right now. No politics, all sports. Let's get to the first game that I wanted to talk about coming up on Sunday. Seahawks-Bills, and this is an interesting game. I told you on Tuesday that I don't think the Seahawks have even come close to reaching their potential. This is a Super Bowl team. And without one bad penalty, and I told y'all when that happened, that Arizona penalty, that pass interference, they'd be 7-0.
Yeah.
So you don't think they've even reached their potential?
No, not at all.
Why not?
I just think that I mean, look at their defense hasn't played well at all. They've been ranked the worst in the NFL at times. Now they're coming back. They just signed what's his name, the defensive end. Seattle's going to be good, man.
Listen, they've done it one-dimensionally. No running game.
Yeah, it's just Russell Wilson.
It's Russell Wilson.
He is the
DK.
MVP of the league right now.
Listen, Tyler Lockett has looked all world.
Then you got
Just-
Metcalf doing that rundown. I mean, Seattle looks great, man.
They look very poised. Again, though, the thought, can that defense come up and get them to a Super Bowl caliber or
Well, that's the
championship?
question. And the question is, like, what, besides the defense you're talking about, like, what magic potion are they going to add to what they've already got that's going to all of a sudden make that defense better?
Yeah, I mean, they signed a defensive end. Now, even though the trade deadline passed, you can still sign people. NFL's weird like that. Don't ask me to get into it. They can still trade and do stuff like that. By the way, Garrett and Lauren, thank you guys. They're in Colorado watching, so appreciate you.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Liz Crothers, what's up, girl? I see you. Seattle, I don't think they've reached their potential, and their schedule looks pretty good. First of all, they're going to make the playoffs, and it's just a matter. We talked about this outside, Raj, before the show got going. Even in fantasy, it's the same thing. Get to week 13 and 14 healthy. If your team is healthy week 13 and 14, you're going to be fine if you're going in the playoffs, even with your fantasy team.
So my thought on that about the Seahawks, I think obviously they make the playoffs, but you've got Arizona, who is like a younger version of them with a dynamic offense now starting to click. They've got some semblance of defense going on.
I was going to say, and a better defense
Yeah,
in Seattle.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting dogfight in the NFC West.
Be
right
a
there.
great matchup.
Let me ask you a question, though. Who do you think has more passing yards, Josh Allen or Russell Wilson?
Well, since you asked it, it's going to be Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, 2,172. It's only
You guys ever see
21,
Columbo?
but he's got 21. Columbo.
I only got one question.
Yeah. He's got 21 more. It's just 21, but he's got more passing yards than Russell Wilson. So you're talking about – now, granted, I'm not going to argue Josh Allen is an MVP candidate over Russell Wilson. I'm just saying when you're talking about performance-wise, I mean, that's a pretty good performance by Josh Allen.
Is Josh Allen your franchise quarterback?
Right now he is. What is he – I think sometimes Josh Allen, because of – I think it's two things. I think, one, people had low expectations for Josh Allen, so when he does really
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
Yeah.
It increases that. But at the same time, he's making Buffalo relevant.
Yeah, I mean, because for the longest time, right, the AFC East has been New England.
New
Correct.
England.
Right? So
yeah.
you don't really
I
know
remember
how
when
to
they came
gauge
out.
it.
In fact, Buffalo's vice president and GM came out, and they were like, "Thank God, Brady's gone." They were
There
like,
you go.
"Woo,
Yeah.
we're out."
There you go.
So, I mean, good for Buffalo. Buffalo looks to be at least progressing with Josh Allen. And, I mean, I don't know about their run game. Their defense looks good.
Got
But
the receivers.
they got receivers. They have talent on their team. And, you know, right now they're a top, right?
Yeah, I mean they're
top of that division.
Well, yeah, I mean they kind of exercised the demon last week and beaten the New England Patriots barely.
Yeah.
I mean New England
Yeah,
Patriots.
yeah. I mean,
Cam
the goal line-
Newton gave
goal
that to
line
them. Correct,
stand.
correct. But they did win, and that's what matters. It goes on the W column. So, but you've got just so in case anybody cares, you've got Seattle. Let's see,
what's
where
the
was
line
that?
this week?
Man, I just had it in the
Seattle and the Bills.
You got Seattle minus 2.5.
I mean, I jump all over it.
Seattle.
Yeah, they've been killing people. I like their defense is starting to straighten up. I mean,
Is that game at home?
That game looks like it's in Buffalo.
I wonder what the weather's like. The weather
That's
has
why I
played
asked.
a massive defense for these teams coming in. Last week, the weather in Cleveland, we talked about it on Tuesday.
Yeah, the Northeast. Well, the entire Northeast, it was crazy.
It was
cold and
nuts.
windy, and it was just it looked to be a miserable playing experience.
We'll see what happens on that. Next game I want to talk about, the Bears-Titans coming in. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I told you on Tuesday, and even follow us on Facebook at Sports with Balls, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Sports with Balls. We're there. I think Chicago is the worst 5, or is it 5-3, 5-2, 5?
Yeah,
they're the worst.
yeah, 5-3.
They're the worst 5-3 team
weeks.
I've ever seen in my life. I can't understand it. They are not good. And then I didn't even know this because I didn't see the play, but they threw Trubisky in there for a running play this past week, and he hurt his shoulder. One
Get
play.
in there, Dorn.
Yeah,
Take that in.
exactly.
Yes, for real. Yeah, it was. I don't know, man. Chicago's weird, and I think Matt Nagy. I think one of the things about Andy Reid is he has earned, whether it's true or not,
Right.
he's earned a reputation as being a great coach mentor for other coaches.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So I feel like Matt Nagy kind of automatically
Has assumed that.
that he's a great head coach.
Yeah.
Well, Andy Reid wasn't great until Pat Mahomes, really.
Well, no, I mean they went to the Super Bowl with Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I mean,
And they were always competitive. They won the NFC East a lot when he was there.
And he was good in Green Bay as an understudy.
Correct.
I mean, he put in his time, but I get where you're coming from. He's assumed that dad mentality that
Yeah.
Andy Reid brought to the table, but I don't think it's legitimized him there because of the roster he's got.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just is assumed to be a really good head coach, and I think he's kind of gotten that prematurely.
if you want to go off of like their record and what Nagy's accomplished so far, look, he's not losing his job this year. That's for damn sure.
No, he's not losing a job.
I
No.
will say
Johnny.
this, though. I will say this, and for our boy Thomas Quinlan out there, hell of a defense, though.
Oh, yeah, Tom.
Still a hell of a defense. I was actually thinking JJ might end up there because his wife was there, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
With that, when you were talking about the trade deadline
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, that would have been interesting if he would have been added to that. But yeah, like you said, Chicago. It seems like Chicago forever. Even whenever they had Jay Cutler,
Okay.
they tried to be this really, really good offense.
Yeah.
And
Brandon
they
Marshall.
just couldn't do it. Like they just have not been an elite offense in a long, long time.
Well, they're saying Trubisky might need surgery now. Does that mean Foles is your quarterback going forward? And if Foles is your quarterback going forward, you got David Montgomery as your lead, as your back. Like, is this the future of the Bears? Foles, Montgomery, and
Yes, the foreseeable
your
future.
defense is your future, basically. I would assume.
Well, yeah, you
Foles can manage a game. We've seen that Nick Foles can manage a football game.
Well, and that's what's weird about it is that he's not performing at that level that he did when he was with the Eagles, and it's almost, I would assume it's almost kind of the same offense.
So
Yeah, that's what I
had this conversation with an Eagles fan, and we.
I'm
both,
sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry you talked to an Eagles fan.
Hey,
I hate talking to an Eagles fan.
Hey, this was, Grant. Honestly, he's my neighbor.
Okay.
And this is the funniest thing.
Oh, wow.
We did not know this. And he literally said the same thing that we're talking about, that Foles is not a starting quarterback. He's that guy that comes in like a Vinnie Johnson off the bench and gives you those games that are electric. And it's like playing
He
pool
is
when
better.
you're drunk.
He's like what's his name from the Clippers that comes out the Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah,
won 2 Sixth Man of the Year awards.
Lou Williams. isn't
Yeah,
it?
Lou Williams. Yeah, he's just like, I think he is better at those things. Remember when he came off the bench for Trubisky and he was wearing the visor,
Yeah.
and then he took it off and he came out there and killed it.
Yeah.
And now he has these starts and it's just like, man, what
are they
the
paying you
hell?
for?
Like, what are you doing? You're like, I don't know why, but he's one of those kids that like Sixth Man of the Year, but I guess in football it'd be 12th Man of the Year. I don't
Right.
know.
And maybe it's just that mentality of going from the starter to the coming off the bench because, well, and then you also find out as the season progresses, everybody's coming back on Atlanta like he did, so it really doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
I mean, everybody's doing that, so there's nothing special there.
You got to take away one of our strong points.
Yeah.
So like, we'll move past here in a second, but like, if you're Nagy, is Trubisky your future, or are you investing in Foles?
Are you an Aggie? Is that what you said?
No, Nagy.
Oh, Nagy. I was like, wow,
Nagy.
you shifted this
Whoa.
quickly. I mean, for the time being, it is, and I don't think you have much faith that Trubisky's going to be your guy either. So, You know, I don't know.
And at bare minimum, you've got 5 wins. You're going to win maybe 2 more. Like, you're not even in the discussion of top 20, top 30 draft picks. So one of these guys is playing for you next year.
So what is their?
Although there's a lot of quarterbacks out there, and we're going to get to that here in a minute.
They're 5-2, right? So what? How
5-3.
5-3.
Well, let's get to this game. Get to this game. It's Bears-Titans.
Yes.
What's the line on the Bears-Titans game?
You got Titans -6. Titans -6 at home in Tennessee.
Oh, come on, Nash
all
Vegas.
day, dude. Well, actually, I did see today that Henry might not play.
They're just messing with you.
Do you think that's going to make much of a difference, though?
It depends on Tannehill. Look, Tannehill, dude, that guy can put up some games, man. Like, he can throw 4 touchdowns, no problem.
I mean, he's got A.J. Brown. Corey Davis is playing.
Dude, Corey Davis started coming. I mean, dude,
yeah.
I picked him up in fantasy. That guy's a beast. He's huge.
Yeah,
bro.
no, he was great.
Huge.
Listen, when I used to see him coming out of Baylor, I was like, man, Baylor has become that wide receiver university, putting out guys. Denzel Mims, speedsters, big dudes. But he started getting hurt. He started
he does
disappearing from the field and all that stuff. So now I think he's got some kind of rhythm going. A.J. Brown and him 1-2 punch. I don't know if Derrick Henry's going to stay out. I think that may just be some posturing just to get Nagy thinking about what he's got to do to stop this machine.
But you got to think about this for Tannehill: 1,823 yards, 17 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Phenomenal.
Beast of a year.
That's an outstanding
Hey, look,
year.
Chicago would take that in 2 seconds.
Absolutely, Chicago would take that.
The
yes.
only guy that's doing better than him is Pat Mahomes. I think he has 1 interception.
Yeah.
This is craziness.
And which is good for Tannehill, because I think Tannehill, as we found out, playing in Miami for anybody was not easy.
Nope.
And he kind of got this thing of, he got this large contract, and everybody's like, oh, look, he sucks. Well, you put him on a decent team.
Freddie Rodriguez, you're welcome for Tannehill, by the way.
You put him on a decent team, and he performs well.
We're going to talk in a minute because I know Raj and Freddie, a couple other friends of ours, are heading to they're heading to Dallas to go watch the game this weekend.
Oh, you're going to that?
I'm going to the
We're going to get into that in a minute.
Wow.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Hey, just so you know, too, Nick Foles, he's counts $17 million towards Chicago's cap.
Oh, dude, he signed a huge one after the Super Bowl win.
$17 million, dude.
Get out.
One of the most intriguing games that I think that's coming up is Ravens-Colts, because I don't know where the Ravens stand as a team, nor the Colts.
I was going to say, I don't know where the Colts are either. Colts are weird.
This is a statement game, I think, for both of these teams.
Oh, absolutely. Because like you said, these are 2 teams that I think if you sat down and really was like, okay, is Indianapolis a top-level team, you'd have to kind of scratch your head a little bit.
I think the pressure is on Baltimore because they were counted on doing something. Nobody gave Indy really a second thought or chance. They thought they probably...
No, they had the best offensive line and a solid defense. I said at the beginning of the year, Indianapolis was going to be a good team.
The question mark over there was, what does Phillip Rivers got left in the tank? And now T.Y. Hilton being out.
Well, I mean, look, T.Y. Hilton is pretty much like Larry Fitzgerald at this point.
True, but you lost Marlon Mack. You lost any semblance of running game. It's going to be...
What's the line on that one?
The line on... Boy, you always ask me questions whenever I'm not really, really prepared for it. Although I have
my
right
fault.
here. So you've got Baltimore. You got Indianapolis. Baltimore is actually favored on the road, -2.5.
Ooh, so basically it's a pick 'em.
Yeah, correct. Which is what makes it difficult. I mean, you take Indianapolis with the points at home, or do you take Baltimore?
It all depends on. I hate to say this again, dude. It depends. Both these defenses are good. This depends on quarterback play.
I would take Baltimore.
What quarterback's going to perform better, Phillip Rivers or Lamar Jackson? Lamar Jackson played like shit last week, man. It was terrible.
I think this week is one of those redemption games for.
But see, I thought it was going to be like that last week.
So did I.
But
you were going up against a buzzsaw in the Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
Yeah,
that is a machine.
Mark Boardman says, "Raj."
Well, so the Colts have a lot of guys questionable. You got T.Y. Hilton questionable. You got Jonathan Taylor questionable. On the other side, Baltimore, you got Mark Ingram basically. Other than that, you got most of their guys that are going to be
rushing.
playing.
Remember what we said last week on Tuesday? They had 265 rushing yards, over 400 passing yards, but committed 4 turnovers and lost the game.
Yes.
So basically, it comes down to Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson cannot turn the ball over, this is an easy win for them, I think.
Well, and that's the other thing, too. On the other side, Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers throws the ball away, too, and Baltimore is very good at taking it away. You've got 2 really good defenses at taking the ball away, so it's going to be interesting to find out. I would probably go with – I'm going to kind of go your way just a little bit, just taking that Baltimore -2.5, just because when it comes down to it, I think they're the better football team. I think having him away from on the road, not as much pressure – I think you got Baltimore -2.5.
And the reason I'm coming from that or saying that is has Indy actually played a quarterback that
Get on the mic, Raj.
has Indy really played a kind of quarterback that is that mobile, that big, that can expose them and that soften up?
I
that
think it's
defense?
more about Indianapolis. I'm going to go against y'all. I think Indy puts it down because there's film on Lamar Jackson now, and they're frustrating him. They're making him throw the ball. And Lamar Jackson has proved this season he's under 60% passing. And they're like, if you make Lamar Jackson throw the ball this year, you're going to win. Like, he's throwing interceptions.
That's been the knock on him, right?
Yeah, well, at the first 2 games of the year, people were praising him. Like, oh,
he's been working off season.
Yeah, it's awesome. But now it's like, oh, no, he still can't throw the ball. So I'm going to go Indianapolis on that. I'll take the points? I'll take the 2.5 points with Indy for sure. Next game. Ready for this?
Hey,
I need a button. Give me a good one.
Hey,
a button. What do you need a button?
I'm gonna let
for?
y'all know the reason I'm on here tonight. It's like a charity dunk booth. That I've got myself involved in.
Listen, both of y'all are Cowboys fans. We're getting okay. We're gonna talk about the Steelers Cowboys now. The line. Please no. Yeah, exactly. The line on this, I think, is at 14.
Well, when I saw it last, it was minus 13.5.
I'll tell you what. Pittsburgh. I thought it was like minus 21 and God knows what. Listen, I'm gonna just say this. I got two dudes coming off the street named Garrett Gilbert and Cooper Rush. You might as well have bought me William Travis and Davy Crockett because I'm about to go to the Alamo this Sunday and watch a massacre go down.
Raj,
I like that.
For y'all that don't know, Raj, a good friend of his, Freddie, a friend of ours, Andy, and a friend of ours, Pepe, are all going to Dallas to go see this game. Out of all games, you picked to go to
because I bought these. I got these early in the season, thinking, hey man, we're
oh yeah, absolutely, I can understand that.
I mean, so here's the thing. I'm a lifelong Dallas Cowboys fan, and I've never bagged them in this fashion. I'm very critical.
Mr. Moreno's on here saying Cowboy Nation. Yeah, Cowboy Nation. Okay.
Well, so
can you even claim that at this point?
Yeah, because you know what the crazy thing is? If you look at all those gurus and pundits that talk in the morning for no reason, they're still talking about us.
Well, no, it's because the reason I bring it up, and like I'm not a Cowboys fan. I was born in Dallas, born in Highland Park, man.
Highland Park, this guy.
Oh, you want to do the Jeff 5?
Hey, I was born somewhere off of Preston Road area, but
my mom was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. Like I grew up with Cowboys in my basically blood, but Jerry Jones took over. I was in the Tom Landry era.
My dad was so irate when Tom Landry got fired because and that's what it comes from.
I got a picture with Roger Staubach. That was I liked the Cowboys back then.
The guy came from India to North Texas, got his MBA, PhD, born in Dallas. That it's nothing else. 1-in-15, Babe Laughlin-Berg, Steve Pallor. I love them, but here's the thing: I am critical when it comes time to be critical.
Dude, tell me about why
these guys are a freaking mess.
Why was Ben DiNucci even on the team?
Listen. So what I'm understanding is Jerry owned a guy in New York some money, a mob boss, and he's like, "Hey, put my fucking kid in. Hey, his name's DiNucci. Hey, get over here, put the hoagie down, DiNucci. Come on."
I mean, I don't understand. If the guy, even if he was a practice squad quarterback, why are they bringing in these other 2 guys to try to play?
Okay. So I'll say this.
Both of you guys are Cowboy freaks, so I want to hear this.
Well, but here's the thing, though. Yes, I'm a huge Cowboys fan, and just because the team sucks doesn't mean that I'm going to stop being their fan.
No,
that's not how that works. But
that's what
Raj and I feel like, are different than some Cowboys fans. Some Cowboys fans,
they can do no wrong.
Yes. I can be critical. Raj can be critical.
Yeah. So tell me why DiNucci was there, and why is there...
So here's what I was going to say. So you can't be upset at Jerry Jones or the organization. I feel like for the first time since Dak's been a starting quarterback.
You can't be upset.
Hold on. They actually invested in a backup for Dak. They had never done that before. Andy Dalton, what did he say? He's good or bad? So how do you, as an organization, go, you know what? We need to make sure we invest a lot more into our third-string quarterback. I mean, who does that?
I understand, but why DiNucci?
They drafted him.
Okay, but then all of a sudden, let him play, right? Let him play. Why are you bringing in 2 other guys to play instead of him? If you're already throwing the season away, why are you bringing in 2 other guys? Why not let DiNucci see what he's got?
I mean, I think they saw what he got.
Well, yeah.
They saw what he had the last game. They're like, this didn't work.
I don't know if you really watched that Eagles game, but we ran an oop-de-oop. Y'all ever watch Varsity Blues?
Yes.
We ran an oop-de-oop, a double reverse. He laid a block downfield. I'm like, oh, my God, he's going to die.
The block was the best thing he did all night.
Yeah, it was the best thing. He missed everybody high. He missed everybody low. I'm like, my God.
Mark said you got to take the good with the real bad.
Hey, that's the facts of life, babe.
So the line is
but
what?
you have to go. I mean, when you have Andy Dalton, who all of a sudden gets a concussion and he can't play in the game, you have to go with who you've got, and that's who they had.
So this is what I'm going to say, and it's more about just the culture. When that dude got laid out, and I'm watching, nobody helped him.
You talking about Dalton?
Dalton, yeah. So I remember 1-15. Troy got his bell rung. I don't know how many times. The only team we beat, yes, Joe, the Washington Redskins. That year, the crazy thing
the Washington football team.
Yes, the Washington. Sorry, the Washington football team.
Back then, it was
I'm
the
Indian.
Redskins.
I can say that stuff. so it's like personal space. I invade it all the time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, the craziest thing about that was I watched them never let Troy get touched again. Like, they rallied around. But this is a mishmash offensive line. It's banged up.
Well, yeah, you see that because Zeke is averaging like 60 yards a game.
We're not doing ourselves
There's no
any-
leader. And I told you this from the beginning of the season about the Cowboys. Who is the leader of that team?
You guys remember when y'all had me, thank you, as always, the first time at the beginning of the season, and we were talking about the CD Lamb thing, and I was like, man, we need some defense. We need some defense. And, well, it's coming. The chickens have come home to roost. We got no defense.
Dude.
Any high school in the Dallas area, if you are there on Sunday, please suit up, show
Well,
up.
I think part of the problem is I think your leader on the organization was Dak Prescott, and I think that's why everybody was so upset whenever
Mike
he went down. Whenever Dak went down,
Mike
it's
Bobby.
like besides the fact Dak was your guy, he was your best player on offense. He was also your lead dog. Like, when your lead dog goes down, you're just like, holy shit, what do we do now?
This is why I say who was the leader, because now I think it's clear and cut who the leader of that football team is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it
was Dak.
wasn't before the season started because there was arguments over contract talks, this, that, and this. Who was the leader? Was it going to be Zeke? Was it going to be the defense? Was McCarthy going to come in and be the leader, or was Dak going to finally step up and take over? When he got carted off the field, the whole damn record and the team went with that cart.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely it did.
and honestly, looking at McCarthy and the coaching staff, they look ill-prepared week in and week out.
I asked Grant this, and I'll ask you this. Is McCarthy the right choice?
No, I think McCarthy was what it was a fill-in that could have done something because you have a talented roster. So I think the three of us could have maybe gone up there, dialed up some Madden plays, just had fun with it. That's what Sunday looked like to me. It looked like a debacle waiting to happen. But I will say the bright spot was, and it's a hapless Eagles team, but it was 3 sacks, 1 interception. Maybe the defense.
You
is
watch
waking
Red
up.
Zone?
I do.
Okay, so in the Red Zone all day Sunday, the Cowboys game wasn't even on there because they were never in the Red Zone.
Yeah,
And I want everything to be competitive. And as
That's
far
a
as
lie. I got one alert about Zeke being.
you get one alert in the Red Zone.
I got one fantasy alert.
If the Cowboys are relative, then this show is relative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It makes for incredible news. So I'm not rooting against them. I want them to do. They're so bad now that they're relative.
Well,
and that makes it interesting.
One of the biggest things I think that Dak going down has exposed. A lot of people think it exposes how valuable he is to the team, and he obviously is. I think what the biggest thing it exposed is how much they overpaid, and I said it at the time, how much they overpaid for Zeke Elliott.
Yeah.
They should have called his bluff. They should have said, okay, you want to sit out, sit out.
Because
we got Tony Pollard. We got a great offensive line. We'll figure it out. You want to sit out, sit out.
And fantasy people pick up Tony Pollard because watch, Zeke is next. I don't care if it's a sprained ankle.
Well, he's already. I was looking here. He's already probable for this game.
But look what also happens too. A Leonard Fournette becomes available. A so-and-so becomes available. We could have played that angle at any time, but who's the guy that always touches the ball no matter what on offense? It's the quarterback.
The biggest mistake they made was doing that because that then affected. Because I guarantee you, Dak would have probably gotten a contract that offseason.
What's the over/under? Raj, I'll go to you first. The over/under on wins. How many wins is Dallas getting this year?
I'd be shocked. I'll let you go first. I mean, I can answer. I'll be shocked if they get more than 4.
7.
I would have said 5 is the over/under. So you're saying under, you're saying over.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, look, we got a couple of people to thank before we go further. Number one, my boy Roy. Man, this guy's amazing at Hybrid Technology Groups. 832-336-1201. Roy Stanton, when it comes to reliability, he's the one you need to call, man. Phones, cable services, surveillance cameras, cloud services. This guy will have you absolutely taken care of. Roy Stanton at Hybrid Technologies Group. He is the man. 832-336-1201.
I'm wondering if Mark's
on right now. He's watching, and Mike Bobby.
Is he on the back porch? That's what he said he normally does. And if the kids are around, because if they are, I don't want to cuss. Because normally he says the kids are around.
Yeah, the kids are probably around.
So I'm going to watch my mouth. You got to watch your mouth. The kids may be watching.
I said freaking.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. See,
you got to be like Lauren.
Yeah, you did.
Lauren will spell it.
Yeah, just spell it out. It's
Lauren spells
okay.
out
Yeah,
the
Lauren
cuss
likes to do that. But yeah, we want to thank Mark and those guys at Construction Concepts. They are changing corporate culture one design at a time, from hospitality, corporate, luxury retail, and medical facilities. Their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call at 713-589-2682 and buildithouston.com.
Yeah. So real quick, Raj, go to you first. Who's your starting quarterback for the Cowboys?
I guess I'm going to go with Garrett Gilbert.
Grant?
I'm going to go with Garrett Gilbert just because he's the one that's had the most starts under his belt, whether you call it in other professional
Can we do the
leagues.
Dallas clap? Can Jason Garrett come back? I mean,
But I wouldn't be. I don't want to see Jason Garrett back.
I hate your
don't want to see
face.
Jason Garrett back. But I wouldn't be shocked if Cooper Rush goes in because Kellen Moore is still the offensive coordinator.
So the technical question is, like, in a courtroom, who's the starting quarterback? Gilbert.
Look, so I have a question.
More upside? Cooper Rush, because there's no tape. Let's have some
he can
fun
run.
with it.
There you go.
Can run.
There you go. So another
and we don't
thing
care
is,
if he gets hurt.
The division is and the division is still
he wasn't
so
even working
close.
here.
Like, why wouldn't you bring in somebody like? Why wouldn't you bring in a quarterback?
Like,
the question,
do
$1 million question.
Do it. I know you're going to do it.
Who are you thinking I was saying?
I don't even. Ryan Fitzgerald.
Oh, Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick.
Oh,
yeah.
But I mean, the problem is he's not available, and neither was.
What's his name from Tampa Bay? That's on.
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston.
No. That was my other thought, but he's not available.
Why wouldn't you bring in a quarterback and at least try to
make a trade or do something?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you try to win your division? I mean, I understand you're not going to win anything in the playoffs. Dak's out for the year, but I guess their theory is that Dalton is coming back in a couple weeks.
Well, I mean, now he has COVID, apparently. There's a COVID protocol.
Oh, dude, come on, dude. They just put that.
I mean, listen, he got his bell rung. We all know.
Pinky toe hurts.
Yeah, I mean, book a room, funny farm, whatever's going on over there.
Yeah.
All right, well, so the line is 14. Raj, who you taking? 13.5.
I'm going to take my Cowboys to cover.
It is 2020.
You're going to give them 13.
Listen, it's 2020. Here's the thing.
Oh,
it looks
hey,
like
Mark Boardman said his headphones are on, so you can.
Oh, okay. All right,
Well,
good.
shit.
All right, Mark. Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's 2020. Stranger things have happened. They're at home. Who knows? Maybe that little bit of Randy Gregory, Alden Smith, and DeMarcus get a little pressure. Maybe we get something going.
Let me just say this, just to add the historical failures the Cowboys are this year. If they lose by more than the spread this week, it'll be the first time ever an NFL team has gone 0-9 against the spread.
Damn.
Their first 9 ever.
Ouch.
It's ever happened. They are 0-8 against the spread this year.
History's on the side of the Cowboys.
I mean, well,
why wouldn't you just throw the ball? I mean, honestly, just get out there and play flag football.
Well, that's what I think they were doing last week.
I might go with Raj on this. Look, I'm going to go with Raj. Well, no, they're playing this. No, I'm not.
Listen, I have listen,
I'm going to take the Steelers minus 13 and a half.
Steelers minus 13 and a half.
I have the Steelers defense on fantasy. The last 3 weeks, they have been putting up 20 points against everybody.
Yeah. They're going to have a field day.
I think they will, but
stranger things have happened.
That's where I'm going with.
You're going to go
on
with
to the next.
Stranger Things on Netflix.
Well, and just so you know, Philadelphia Eagles were minus 10.5. And they covered. So,
hold on. Time out, though. That last one was garbage. That was a Vegas cover.
Don't even get me
Someone's
started.
got somebody's wife
We're
held hostage.
going on the next, which is a replay of Week 1, Saints and Bucks. Tom Brady is playing phenomenal.
Whole different ballgame.
But who's playing better, Tom Brady or Alvin Kamara, bro?
Alvin Kamara's doing what Alvin Kamara does, which is basically...
He was terrible last year.
Which is basically be the best player on that team.
He might be the best player. Like him and Russell Wilson.
They just added AB. He's been practicing this week. And here's my thing. It's not so much about AB. That just frees up Mike Evans even more.
But you know who? Alvin Kamara is the Saints' leading receiver and rusher.
Yeah.
He's beast. He's beast mode.
He's about 1,000 yards worth of offense just by himself.
I think this week, Brady.
What do we have on this game?
Ooh, this one's a good one. You've got Saints. You got Buccaneers at home minus 4.5.
Oh, man. What's the over-under?
Ooh, that's a good question. I get over under.
It's got to be
I just look at the
48.
spread.
It's got to be 47, 48, somewhere in there.
50.5.
50.
50.5.
Man, 25 a team.
I would
Take the
go
Bucks
o-
to cover.
Bucks
you would
to
take
cover.
Bucks to cover? Yeah.
Bucks are going to
cover
win
the-
by 6.
Bucks are
5,
going to win,
6.
maybe a touchdown, 5-6, something like that.
Yeah.
I do realize that Gronkowski's starting to really come up. Him and
He's clicking. They got the timing
him
back,
and Brady,
back shoulder
him and
fade.
Brady are clicking. You're going to have Antonio Brown. You're going to see Antonio Brown's going to get at least 4 looks this game. You know, the problem I have with Tampa Bay is Brady's arm when it comes to Antonio Brown. You know, Brady's over the middle and little flat routes and, you know, corner routes. But Antonio Brown is a flyer. He's a streaker.
Yeah.
Can Tom get hit? The Saints' defense is retarded, especially their front 4.
Here's
They
the thing.
are really good, man.
I've watched him this season. Tom Brady can still throw you a 40-yard
They
ball.
just almost lost to who?
No, I get it. I get it. But here's the thing. He can still throw you a good 40-yard ball. And those two guys, Antonio Brown runs amazing routes. Tom Brady wants you to be where you need to be. I think something clicks. And the beauty of it is it's Mike Evans. It's Mike Evans' day.
It could be Mike Evans' day, but again, the front 4, like what you have to do to Tom Brady, which everybody says it. Any quarterback is get to him, right?
Right. Hit him.
That
Get in his
front,
face.
Yeah, that front
But- yeah.
that front 4 of New Orleans they're ridiculously good.
The
dude.
front
They
4 is
are
ridiculously
really
good, but what's going on in the middle and the back? They're not good.
I mean,
No.
we're gonna see. It's 4.5. That we said.
4.5.
Yep. 4.5.
Man,
minus
that
4.5.
I don't even know if I'd touch that game, dude. I just want to watch it. Is that the night game? I think that's the night game too.
Well, here's
I
what I'll
think they moved
say.
it to the night game. Yeah.
I think one of the things that's beneficial for Tampa Bay in this game is the game they had against the Giants. I think Tampa Bay might have been feeling themselves a little bit
There you
and
go.
being like, hey, you know, we got this. They're playing the Giants, one of the worst teams in NFL. We're
They
going to
were
roll in New
They were
York.
in a dogfight.
And they weren't ready. They luckily won the game because they're a good football team. They got a good Saints team that they already lost to coming into Tampa Bay. I just think it's a recipe for the Buccaneers just destroying them.
Man, I'm gonna go.
I'm not going to say destroy.
I don't say destroy it all. I think New Orleans is feeling their groove right now. I'm
But-
going to take New Orleans with the points because I don't think Tampa's going to run through everybody, and I think Antonio Brown is more of a distraction than anything else.
He's living with Tom. This is the first week he's doing everything right. Now, down the road, who knows what happens, but I do understand where Grant's coming from on that because looking at the amount of weaponry, it could be close game or it could just be all out. Hey, like Oprah, you getting a touchdown, you getting a touchdown, you getting a touchdown.
Well, and
Everybody-
Tampa Bay's defense is so tough, man. So tough. And you know what's crazy? The leading receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is Scott Miller.
Yes, little Scotty Miller.
That's crazy. I tell you what, Tom Brady and the little white dude quarterback,
Hey,
they just
Welker-
connect, bro.
Hey, Welker,
they just
Edelman.
connect.
I mean, that's been the thing. That's his jam.
I
Yeah,
know,
it
that's his
is.
jam is that little white dude
All right, we
quarterback.
got a few more games to hit on. Real quick, Denver at Atlanta. What do you got on this one?
Ooh, Denver and Atlanta. That one's going to be interesting. So you got Denver in Atlanta. You got Atlanta actually favored -4.
Denver had a hell of a comeback this past week. It was an incredible game. Drew Lock finally showed
Denver's
some
a
poise.
sneaky good team.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're and Atlanta just, man, they find ways to lose. Like, it's
Yeah, they do.
nuts, man.
I've been getting great production out of Ridley, but outside of that, their mental faculties in Atlanta are about as bad as Dallas. Like, how do you lose this?
So you're taking Denver. Or what are you taking? Denver +4.
What is the line?
It's
on that?
-4.
-4. You got Atlanta
-4.
I'll
-4.
actually take Denver on this thing because you know what I think might show out? Jerry Jeudy and Drew Lock.
Back in
If they
SEC
can-
country.
Yeah,
If they can get on page, dude, Jerry Judy's a beast. Like,
Yeah.
he's awesome. And if they can
that
get
was
on
a
a
shout
good
out to
page,
Andy Awada, Jerry Jeudy.
Oh yeah, his little Denver Broncos. He loves Denver.
I'd probably go Denver too. I think Denver, like I said, I think Denver's a sneaky good team. They've had some quarterback issues. They've had Drew Lock out.
What's the over/under on this game? Because Atlanta's been
Over-under?
scoring some points.
50? Over and
That's-
under is 50.
I think I'd take the over more than anything else in
Yeah,
this
I
game.
mean, I think this would be a shootout because I don't really know. I haven't watched a lot of Denver.
it's in a dome, so it's going to be a foot race. Denver's got some speedy. If Philip Lindsay is finally healthy,
Yeah.
so he's a fast little kid, man. So if he can get some room, if he gets
What's the
80
story
to
on
100 yards.
What's the story on Cortland Sutton? Is he
Uh,
still?
have to look it up.
He's still
Look
out?
it up.
Cortland Sutton's on IR, brother.
Oh, he's on IR. I thought he was just,
No, Cortland Sutton's
Lindsey
on
thing.
IR.
What do we
Philip
got,
Lindsay's questionable.
What do we
so-
got on? What do we have on Carolina, Kansas City?
Carolina, Kansas
Dude.
City. So you got Kansas City at home minus 10.5 is what you got there.
Damn, Carolina actually, but you got in my opinion, the number one running back in the league, McCaffrey, coming back this week.
But what McCaffrey's coming back?
Yeah, how much he's going to play? I don't know. Like
I think my kicker on fantasy.
10.5.
What are you bringing up kickers for, dude? We're talking about CMC, and you're bringing up a kicker on your fantasy team.
Yeah,
Why?
look,
Because
Raj
I'm
is in deep thought. You should have seen his face. He was like, "Oh, my kicker."
on just a second.
Maybe I
Yeah,
got
let
to
me
change
talk about my kicker.
Hold
Hold on.
Hold on.
We're talking about the best running back in the NFL, and you want to bring up the kicker.
You know how I was going to tie this in?
I'm dying
Watch
to find
this.
out.
My fantasy kicker is the Carolina kicker. Slike. He's going to be the leading scorer for Carolina. That's where I was going with that. I don't think Carolina's going to score very many
Listen,
points.
first of all, if Kansas City goes nuts and they score 34 points, Carolina's going to throw the shit out of the ball. McCaffrey's going to catch a lot of passes.
I think at a certain point, yeah, maybe.
10.5. I'm taking Carolina with the 10.5.
Look, Kansas City has performed, with the exception of one game, they've performed really well against the spread. Kansas City has. Like last week, they did. I mean, it was like 14.5, and they destroyed who they played. So,
I'm taking KC.
I would take KC minus the 10.5 at home.
By the way, pay attention to our Sports with Balls on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. Grant posts his picks. I post my pick every Sunday morning for all the games. Grant did pretty well a couple weeks ago. Had a slow start, but doing pretty well now.
Yeah, man.
Next game I want to talk about
Kansas
real quick.
City 6-2 against spread, by the way.
Detroit, Minnesota.
Detroit's another one of those teams, man. Like, sometimes I think they're really good, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, yeah, it's Detroit.
Dude, if Dalvin Cook plays like he did last week, nobody has a shot.
I was surprised that he played that well in a divisional game because, those
Yeah,
are so
yeah.
tight. He ran all over
Well,
those
especially against
cats.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Delvin Cook, man. That dude, that might have been – I mean, of course, you'd have to look
I
in the
said
annals of history.
If he's healthy, he's the best player on the field in every game. But he's just never
absolutely.
healthy.
Absolutely. But what I was going to say is that might have been one of the best performances anyone's ever had in a football game offensively in the
Ahmad
history of the NFL.
Rashad in 1979 was the last person that scored 4 touchdowns for
This
Minnesota.
man just pulled out Ahmad Rashad.
I know.
And for all of y'all out there from '84, that is Claire Huxtable's husband. That's the real Claire Huxtable's husband.
The real Claire Huxtable, yeah.
You got Minnesota -4 at home.
I'm going to take Detroit with the points.
Detroit with the points. Okay.
All right, we'll go real quick. New York Giants versus the Washington football team.
That's still weird, dude.
God, dude, that game.
You got Washington favored at home.
Listen, I'm not
-2.5.
dogging y'all, but which game are you going to watch? The Dallas game or the New York and Washington game?
Well, I'm going to be at that.
Yeah, he's
you
gonna
don't
be
have a
at that
choice.
game.
Oh, y'all listen. I'm gonna give out Raj's phone number here in a little bit. Y'all just text him during this Dallas
I'm on
game.
block. Oh yeah, this is gonna
Dallas
I
and
feel
the
like this is gonna turn into a hostage situation in that place.
What's the spread on New York and Washington?
Washington -2.5 at home.
I'm taking New York plus 2.5. Actually, I'll just take New York straight up to win that game.
I'll take New York.
Yeah, I think so too. New
right,
York,
great.
I think, showed out well last week.
Las Vegas Raiders versus the Los Angeles Chargers. This is a good game.
Raiders.
Chargers
This is a
-1.5.
great- that was a good one.
That was good. Chargers -1.5. Now, it started off -1.5, and then when I went back, it changed quite a bit. But as of yesterday, it was -1.5. Chargers. I take Raiders plus the points.
Man,
I just love that kid Herbert, man. Chargers.
I like Herbert, but man, Ruggs,
defense sucks.
Waller. I mean, they're
I'm going Chargers. All right, Miami, Arizona. Last one.
Arizona.
Damn.
You got Arizona -4.5 at home against Miami.
I'm gonna take that Arizona.
Tua Tagovailoa in
I'm
his
gonna
second
go.
start.
Hey, right now, man, Miami's hot.
looking good. No, that
Miami's hot, man.
You know what they remind me of? They remind me of like the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Like, just that team that just had, they're young, they
Yeah.
got grit, and Kyler Murray, man, look, he has his on games, but he is off sometimes, man. If he's off,
He's off,
then it's
but-
over.
Hey man, if he's on,
What was the spread again?
Kirk,
You've got, where was it? 4.5 Cardinals minus 4.5.
I'm doing Miami plus 4.5.
That's what I was thinking too. Miami plus 4.5. Miami is doing great against
I'll do
the
a
spread.
parlay bet with New York winning outright and Miami winning
That's a
winning
good one.
outright.
That's a good
I mean,
one.
for $50, you win
Yeah.
like probably $300 or $400 probably.
Correct. Yeah.
So I'd probably do
Two-team parlay,
that.
yeah.
I mean, you got Miami plus at the money line. You got Miami plus 181. So absolutely.
We'll be here Monday night, so we'll go over it. But Raj won't be here. Real quick on on
will
this
not.
game. This is like this.
I'll be in a glass box of
This is-
emotion probably.
Yeah. This is I don't want to say the crap Monday Night Football game, but man, New England Patriots and the New York Jets. Here is my feeling: the Jets get their first win.
I just can't believe that. I just can't believe that.
I think they get their first win.
I just don't want it to happen.
I think block punt.
I just don't want it to happen.
I just can't believe that. They got New England minus 7.
We're gonna be here Monday night, so we'll let you guys know. We'll talk about it before the game starts. But I'm gonna take the Jets, man.
You're going to take the Jets with the points?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they get their first victory. Well, actually, I'm just gonna take them to win the game. What's the spread?
Minus 7. New England minus 7.
Damn, I'm taking the Jets with the points.
Okay.
Dang.
I'll take it. Listen, we got a couple people to thank, and then we're going to get into Tosin. Well, you're going to thank Tosin, then
I'm
we're
gonna
going to get
thank
into the
Tosin,
Did
yes.
You Know
Correct.
by Mr. Graham Miles.
Yes. So Tosin and Texas AV Productions are responsible for this. Basically, Raj, you look like a party dude. You look like you're a guy that likes to party.
Hey, he did. I know.
And
I
you
got,
like-
I
you-
got
you-
pictures,
and you
videos.
like-
old and
and
I
you
got
like your
pictures, videos, everything.
You like your Jesus to party too. Is that what it is?
You like
I
your
like to
Je-
party, so I like my Jesus to party. And so Tosin and Texas AV Productions put on a great party. Texas AV Productions is your event partner for all things live production, setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. Mention Sports with Balls and you will receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill, which can add up. Call them at 281-241-7520 and check them out online at txavpro.com. They got 20 years of experience doing stuff like that, and they will throw a terrific party for you.
Boom, Tosin. All
So,
right, what
today's
happened?
November 5th. Did you know that? Today's November 5th, 2020. It's almost
I am
over.
aware.
1966. Did you know BYU quarterback Virgil Carter set the new NCAA single game record in 1966 with 513 passing yards?
Damn.
Now here's what's crazy. They had a total offense was 599 yards. You know how that was broken? It was broken in 1977.
He threw 566, and the total yardage was 599.
Yes.
So just
No, he threw 513 and the total yards was 599.
So basically,
Yes.
just no running.
Correct, yes.
All right.
And
But that was
BYU
broken.
Still plays that kind of offense.
They do, but get this. It was broken. That record was broken in 1907 with 571 yards by Mark Wilson from Brigham Young, BYU. The current record, as everybody knows, if you don't, now you do, 734 by Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Texas Tech.
Oh, and it's also Connor Holiday from Washington State. November 5th, 1967, the New Orleans Saints had their first NFL victory by beating the
that's
Philadelphia Eagles.
Good for them Who Dat
31-24.
Nation.
November 5th, 1959. Did you know the AFL was announced with 8 teams? 1959. So, AFL. November 5th, 1996. The great. I'm not a Yankees fan, but I will say
I saw
the
this.
great Yankee shortstop
Yeah.
Derek Jeter was the unanimous choice for AL Rookie of the
we need to
Year.
get you another
Hey, a
Lone-
lot of
need
respect to
another
the
Lone
captain.
Star.
Yeah, I've had
Listen,
a
not
lot,
a big
yeah.
Yankees fan, but that's the captain. But
Yeah,
that
yeah.
dude is
Give that dude
legendary.
props.
Is
man.
there's one of those people that like in history always at the moment does the right thing.
Man,
you know,
you
just
took the words right out of my mouth, dude. That's what I was gonna say.
It's crazy. There's those people that just do the right thing
I'm
at the
still-
right moment
I'm
every
still seeing that
time.
play.
It's like
Yes, against Oakland.
versus Oakland.
Yeah.
Just I'm like, how do you?
No, it is
Yeah.
final at bat. It's final at bat, hitting
Just-
a walk off
Yeah.
base hit to win the series, and then hitting a home run his final All Star game. I mean,
Yeah.
just in those moments, that dude he
Yeah.
did it. It's
I
crazy.
mean,
One of those
you
dudes.
got to tip your cap to those
100%.
100%.
And he's like in the ownership group with the
Yeah.
Miami Marlins, and Miami Marlins just really played well in the playoffs.
Yep.
I mean, that dude's just a winner. November 5th, 1994, 45-year-old, did you know 45-year-old George Foreman KO'd Michael Moorer to win the boxing heavyweight championship.
H-Town's own.
I forgot the date, but I do remember that fight pretty well. Like,
45 years old, dude. I'm 42.
Well,
I can't
never
imagine
thought when
that,
he got in
man.
the ring, I was like, dude, there's like, come on, bro, really? But I never knew when that dude hits you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're hurt. Like you are hurt, man. Like he just knew how to punch. Like I went outside. I remember I was in Florida. My brother is a boxer, and he hits a bag. It just sounds different, you know.
Yeah.
I'm hitting the bag, and you know, my brother gets on it, and it's just pop, pop, and I'm just like, ding, ding,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm trying, but just certain people hit a different way, and
Yep.
Foreman was one of those guys.
November 5th, we had a bunch of first NBA games at arenas, which I'm a big arena stadium guy. So 1988, first game was played at Bradley Center in Milwaukee. First game at Miami Arena was played, and then the first game at the Palace of Auburn Hills, home of the
What's
Detroit
that place
Pistons.
famous for?
Well, it's for the brawl, right?
The brawl.
Brawl.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it's famous for. The
Yeah.
brawl.
Well, and I mean, I
well,
remember.
there were those championships.
I was gonna
that
say, those
Detroit won.
They did
championship
have championship
teams
runs.
was
Yeah,
awesome, yeah.
Big Shot,
Bill
Billups.
Lane Beer, clothesline and Bird,
Yes,
and stuff
yes.
like
but
that.
like everybody understands the brawl.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's the most recent thing that comes to
Correct.
mind.
Yeah.
November 5th, so we got a couple birthdays I wanted to mention. The great Bill Walton. Today is his
legend.
birthday. Born 1952.
Oh, if we had some Grateful Dead music to play.
1992. Today's Odell Beckham Jr.'s birthday.
OBJ.
OBJ.
At home.
Trying to be
Raise-
Uncle Luke.
Yeah.
Getting in trouble at LSU.
And then 1978. Today's
By the
birthday.
way, Cleveland played terrible without him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bubba Watson.
Oh,
Golfer
Bubba.
Bubba Watson. Today's his birthday. So there you
Happy
go. Now you
birthday, Bubba
know.
Watson.
If you don't know, now you know.
Jonathan Davis, what's up, my man? I see you watching. Real quick, because I'd mentioned this at the top right before we started, the Tyson and Jones fight. This might be a dumb question. Who do you have?
I mean, the way it looks and the way he looks, I'm going with Mike. He looks just ferocious.
Dude, he looks mean.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything from Roy
Roy,
Jones or say
yeah.
anything. He's like, it's like Russia, Rocky IV.
You're about to see a lot of you're about to see a lot of stuff come up.
I
man.
think he's in that farmhouse in Russia somewhere just training.
yeah, he might
chopping
be
wood.
like Rocky.
Yeah.
Grant.
Well, I was just going to say one thing we didn't talk about, which I'm excited for. I know you are. Next week, we got Masters.
Oh, that's right, the Masters.
We got the Masters coming next week, which is
Bam.
weird in November. It's
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah.
But it's going to be weird seeing no gallery, nothing like that. That's going to be odd. But right now, Bryson DeChambeau is your odds favorite to
Dude's
win
a
the Masters.
monster.
Actually, second's John Rahm, and then your defending, which is Bryson is at plus 750. Your defending champion, Tiger Woods, he's at plus 2,700.
Nice. Jonathan, I see you watching, man. Your boy playing football. Keep the videos coming. Love that. They're doing very good. Mark, thank you for watching. Thank everybody for watching.
Mr. Boardman.
Raj, you got a final thought, brother?
Yeah, speak now, brother.
Yeah, you going to the Cowboys game. This should be
I'm
fun.
gonna go up there with a
let me
couple-
get y'all Raj's number.
I'm
real
going to get
quick.
up there with a couple friends, have a good time in Dallas, and I'm just going to pray.
Y'all
I'm gonna pray.
videotape.
That's all I'm going to be doing. And I'm hoping we pull off a victory. That's the only thing that I'm going to come out of that game with is like, please let us win this just for the pride factor.
That would save the Cowboys season. You beat the Steelers, who are undefeated, with your
Yeah, it's like-
with your fourth quarterback.
It's like going back to
That would be all right.
1989.
Yeah.
Give us that one kind of win.
Jonathan Tyson in 3. Yeah,
But I'll say this,
if
though.
Tyson's gonna win. He'll do it in the first 3.
I'll say this though. This is a regular season. I'll still take the last time we beat Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super
That's
Bowl.
right.
That was a W. So I'll take
All
that
you say
one.
is James
man.
I'll take
Washington,
that
baby.
one.
James
I'll
Washington.
take that one.
Anyways, listen, thank
We don't
you
have
guys
Neil
for
O'Donnell on this
thank
team.
you
Leaving
guys
on
for
a win.
listening to Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael. This is Grant Miles. That's Raj. How do you
Raj
say it again?
Sardasai.
Raj
Cedar
Sardasai,
Sinai.
man.
Cedar Sinai.
Listen, pay attention on Sports with Balls
Cedar
on all our
Sinai.
social media sites. Sports with Balls on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. We're all on every one of them. So we'll have our lines set up on Sunday, and we'll see you guys Monday evening, y'all. Sports with Balls. We out.
Loved it. Thank you.
Let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.